video we're going to look at another option of passing the half guard. So our partner yet again has a half guard. We have them flat. In many cases the underhook is not available for us. Our partner's quite tight with this arm, never getting under, never being able to circle in. They're also not attempting to come up so I can get the underhook the far side. With this, it's going to be very difficult to get the underhook, and I don't want to commit to going forward, giving that space for my partner to attack. So in this sequence, we're actually going to look at crossing our elbow over and switching our hips to face our partner's hips. Being here, I drive the weight forward. So if I don't have the underhook, I keep it pinched. I drive my weight forward. What I'm looking to do is switch my hips. So my chest is now facing the hips. Two options. You can use the shoulder pressure, which is better in the gi. With the no-gi version, a lot of times, as I'm coming forward, I like to shoot the elbow to the mat, bring the hips through, and sit facing my partner's hips. Now, the underhook's no longer there for my partner because I'm facing the underhook itself. He's still locked the legs up. What you can't see, which I'll show in the second angle, is my left knee is into the hip and my left foot, toes, are digging into the mat. If my partner wants to do a bit of a bridge into me, I can use my toes, my chest to drive forward. In this scenario, I want to bring my foot as high as I can towards my own body. I can use my toes and my heels to walk, wiggle, and in some cases, if I want to, grab my heel and pull my heel all the way up to my partner. Notice how my partner also can't see and the pressure's going through the chest, stopping him from sitting up. In this scenario, my knee again is behind the line. So I use my elbow on the inside here. So I bring my elbow on the inside. Especially if they're wrapping the body or doing anything like this, I can use my arm to free it. Elbow on the inside, and I use a push and a little shrimp back to pop. Now I keep that frame against my partner's knee so they can never bring it back in. My partner locks up their feet because they still want to maintain some form of a half guard, and I lock it down. From this position, the knees through, I'm going to bring my left knee up and I put it into the gap across the hips. The second angle will show you from the different side. From this position, if my partner's locked the feet up, I can start to use this foot to drive into the top of the knee, which I'll show you in the other angle, and create an opening. Once I start pushing and putting my leg down, it creates a gap here. I point my toes, I make my leg like a spear, I retract, I place my toes down, pushing, collecting, and coming back to an elbow to ear side control where I can go to north-south, or can change it back to a crossface. I'm going to change the angle of this one. So, come in here please. So yet again, we pinched, we can't get under the elbow. I'm going to drive my chest forward, keeping control of the hip. My elbow is going to come to the mat, and watch how my hips change direction. From this scenario, if my partner wants to underhook, notice how my toes dig into the mat, creating that pressure, forward pressure into my partner. The knee comes up high and they clamp my leg. So my foot, toe to heel, or I grab and I pull this tight to the bum. Now with my elbow and a little hip movement, I can push the knee off the top, freeing my knee. Keep the frame. In some cases, if my partner opens their legs and goes for a bridge, I can retract really easy. But if my partner's stubborn and wants to keep hold of this, my knee, I bring the weight into my partner, the knee comes through, and I sit my knee into my partner's midriff section here. Notice how my foot now can be used to control this leg, to push this leg down the inside and push the inside, creating an opening the legs. Now I make a dart with my foot, I retract, I plant my foot in case they do a strong bridge, drive my hips forward into my partner, very conveniently switch back into a side control.